With more than a third of the year left to go, several agencies that hand out Section 8 housing vouchers here in Maine have stopped issuing new ones to people on waiting lists. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Yacono.
And I'm Samantha York in for Amanda Hill. The reason for the freeze, those agencies have used up the federal funds allotted to them this year for the program.
Among them, MaineHousing, which administers about a third of Section 8 vouchers. Others pausing any new applications include Portland, Westbrook, and Brewer housing authorities. News Center Maine's Caroline LaCour in our studio tonight with what this means for those waiting to get approved. Hi, Caroline.
Brian, Samantha, we know this might be difficult news to hear as thousands are relying on these vouchers here in Maine to help ease the cost of rent. And while housing authority leaders reassure us that this kind of pause isn't uncommon, they know it's still going to cause a headache for some.
HUD gives an inflationary factor for our budgets, usually around 3 to 4%. Our inflationary factor for calendar year 24 was 0.
Director of Voucher Programs Clyde Barr says it's been a tight budget this year for the Portland Housing Authority's Section 8 program. For the city in 2024, that budget is set at $30 million.
We're working with HUD to figure out the best number to get to. Our projections will be on the line.
Every year, the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, allots funding to local housing authorities. But with an increased demand for help, Barr says that funding tends to quickly run dry. This is one of those times.
After HUD informed us, we immediately started working to get our program in line with budget as soon as possible so we can start issuing again in the future.
And Portland isn't alone. As of May, housing authorities in Maine have already spent 105% of the 2024 budget, according to the HUD Housing Choice Voucher Data Dashboard.
The tools that HUD uses now to forecast are a lot more sophisticated than they were 15 or 20 years ago.
Dan Brennan is the director at MaineHousing, which offers vouchers for portions of the state that don't have a housing authority. He says there are currently 3,600 households relying on vouchers through the agency.
The work that we've been doing, landlords, has succeeded in getting us, unfortunately, to the point where we've maximized what we're able to offer out.
Both Brennan and Barr say it's hard to know when the program will unpause, but that it's heavily dependent on congressional spending. With 4 months left in the year, it could be 2025 before programs resume.
There's really no other program that provides this kind of assistance for those families.
Now, housing leaders I spoke with today explained that other housing assistance programs are not going to be affected by these budget constraints. And if you are already holding on to existing vouchers, you will still be able to use them. Brian, Samantha.
Caroline LaCour in our studio breaking down the numbers. Caroline, thank you.